So let's take a look at the summon income for the first patch of Honkai Star Rail. Now, a few things. We're basing this off of 42 days because that's what Genshin is, or so I'm told, so I thought it's a good number. Now, I did do this type of video a while back, early on in the beta, but a lot of people pointed out some things that I missed, so we've added them in, and now that the game is actually out, we've also got another incredible way to get some more summon income, which is absolutely broken if you ask me. It's fantastic. I think it was a thing in Genshin, but I never played Genshin, so I was gobsmacked when I saw it. I think it's pretty solid, but we're going to go through my spreadsheet. We're going to look at all the summon income that we have for the first 42 days. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Some things I've tried to average out, whether it be simulated universe based on your progression, level up rewards. There's a bunch of things that are variable that we probably won't get all of them, so I've tried to reduce them, and depending on how much you play, you could get a little bit more, you could get a little bit less, but I think that pretty much covers the disclaimers. So let's jump into the spreadsheet and take a look. Now, just for the TLDR version, if you're wondering what I worked out to, I'm going to go through all my working out so you guys can check and see if there's anything that I missed or anything like that. But essentially what we're looking at is for the first 42 days, and once again, this is very grain of salt territory where you got to give or take a little bit, but it's going to be around 127 normal passes, 17 special passes, 24,960 Stellar Jades, which adds up to 156 summons. That is much better than what I'd previously calculated at based on what extra we've seen and stuff like that. And once again, this could be plus or minus for different people. Take it with a massive grain of salt, but you know, at least you can see how I've worked it out. And if you see anything that you disagree with, do let me know. But honestly, in general, I'm pretty happy with the way this looks compared to the previous estimations that I had, which were definitely much lower than this, just based on like I've added in the quest rewards, the achievements, all that sort of stuff, and tried to add it up to be a more realistic outcome. So let's go through them. Pre-registration. Also, once again, I just want to repeat, take this with a massive grain of salt because, you know, I've tried to average some of these things out. Like, for instance, if we look at the achievements and stuff like that, I tried to like think about how many achievements some people would actually get. So if this is a bit off, I do apologize. Everyone's account is going to be a bit different. But pre-reg rewards, we got 20 normal summons that we get for the pre-registration. That was like 17 summons for the pre-registration itself, and then like 3 for the social media follows, or it was 18 too. Whatever it was, you guys get the gist. We get 20 summons. Happy days. All right, launch events. We get 40 normal passes. This is the event where at level 5, 15, 25, 35, believe those are the levels, you're going to get 10 passes on each one of those milestones, and on the final milestone you'll also get 1600 Stellar Jades. And then we have the other event, which is that daily login event where we're going to get every day over 7 days. 7 days? Yeah, I think so. It's going to be like you get 1 or 2 special passes, which can be used on the Zila banner or the Jing Yuan or whoever comes after them. Kafka lovers, you got it. So that is that one. Forgotten Hall, one-time events. Now, this is the first clear of Forgotten Hall, which is like the standard hall that you go through to unlock Chaos Memory. Now, Chaos Memory is going to be bi-weekly, so that's going to have its own resetting. This is just the base level of Forgotten Hall, which I'd say everyone should. Obviously, if you're not grinding very hard, you won't, but a lot of people should get all these rewards. That's why I put them all in for the first 42 days. Moving on from that, Operation Briefing. This is that little book that you go to as you go, and it gives you like gear and a bunch of other useful stuff. It also gives you, I forgot about this one completely in the last time I did this, 400 and 700, so not too bad on that. Then we have the region shops. Got a better look at the region shops. We're actually going to probably get 10 and around 800 from those. That is a lot more than what I had calculated for previously. End game one-time events. I forget what these instancy type things are, but they're things. We put them down for 800. Simulated universe first time clears. So this is the first time clearing all the worlds. You're going to get some summons, and you're also going to get some jades. Happy days. Then we go into the chest, puzzles, bosses, and stuff like that. I was a bit off on my calculations with that last time. Also got extra regions, stuff like that. So to account for that, we've got to about 4,000 Stellar Jades. Then for the character ascension, this is based off having 10 characters all to the 3rd ascension. Now, I think people will have 15 characters and get them to the 1st ascension for some of them. And like, I feel like 20 is a conservative estimate for 42 days worth of play. So I feel like that's a pretty fair one. Quest rewards. Now, average this out to about 2,500. It's hard to calculate exact. This one could be plus or minus a fair bit, to be honest. But I feel like 2,500 was just a nice little amount that makes us feel like we're getting some, but we're not like breaking the bank on it anyway. Level up rewards, that's going to be your levels. Now, 11, I believe this is like around level 50. I can't remember what I actually averaged this out to, but level up rewards are also going to be additions and then achievements. So achievements, I didn't know how many to go through. So I went like, once again, we're getting a bit hazy on the details of how many people will actually get, but we're just calculating this one at 1,200. So our totals from these is going to be 110 normal passes, 10 special passes, and 19 500. Rounded out to a really nice number on the Stellar Jades. Now, those Stellar Jades as summons is basically 122 summons, which most people would throw into these. Just keep in mind, if you're looking at summoning for Zilla, I still don't think we're going to reach the hard pity on Zilla because this is over 42 days. Keeping in mind, you probably won't get this all done for the Zilla banner, and we will look at the recurring income as well to add on top of it. So, when we go to this recurring income, we've got the Stellar, basically we got dailies, ignore the way I've laid it out, but basically this is looking at things like dailies, your weekly simulated universe, your bi-weekly chaos memory, your monthly shop. Now, this is the monthly summon shop, and because we get so many early on, I decided to calc for both buying the normal summons and the special summons for like the first two rotations, and then after that, I think most free-to-play players might go back to just getting the special summons. Have to see how the summon income pans out from there. Nameless Honor, that's the free part of the battle pass, which gives us 5 more. And basically, I've calculated all these on a daily per day basis based on the rate of that we get them. So, the 1 divided by the 7. So all that sort of stuff. That's how I've worked out these balances. Now, also, I've calculated this at equilibrium level 3. I figured that's a good average for 42 days. First few, you're going to be lower. Then you'll probably get to equilibrium level 4, possibly 5. So I figured that's like a good rough estimate for that early stages. And that's what we're looking at. Also, this one, I've probably been too generous on this one. I've calculated that at 30 stars. I don't think anyone's getting that. So let's put this down to about like 150, just because early on it's going to maybe like 250. Let's do 250 to average it out. I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to get that far with Chaos Memory. I feel like that's a bit of a better guess. So we'll put that there. So then that gives us our total daily income because I've averaged those all out into days. And then over here, when we look at this one, when we go to total daily, that's just supposed to have nothing in it. Total free to play over 42 days. We got normal passes that's looking like being about 127.67. That's because I have averaged these out to dailies because I figured then the next 42 days we're keeping that rolling and they don't get like 0 for the first half of those 42 days. So that's the way I've done these because I've averaged them out into per day earnings. Special passes 17, Stellar Jades 24,960, which adds up to 156 summons. So not too bad. When we look at those total summons, that's like for this between the Jades and stuff like that for the special pass. What does that add up to? That adds up to 73. So 173 summons. Like I said, that's pretty close to a hard pity. I think with Jing, most people will be able to hit hard pity. I did try and play my estimates a little bit conservative. Maybe there's other stuff that I missed as well. Not too sure. Once again, I just always think wait and see if you can have the resources to hit hard pity. Me personally, I'll probably do a few stamina refreshes, which will short me as well, but we'll have to see how it pans out. But that is what we're looking at. It looks a lot better than previous when we looked at this. And 127, that's honestly not too bad. Like I said, give or take a few, but it gets us a good chunk of the way started on that 300 pity to get a character that we want. Then it will probably slow down a little bit. Maybe we get some more events, which pump us up a bit more, but we'll have to wait and see. So that is what we are looking at, guys. Like I said, recalculation, always take it with a grain of salt, but I just was really excited that we got these character ascension rewards. I think it's pretty sick. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.